Pull into any truck stop across America at midnight and look at what's available. A wall of energy drinks, fried food under a heat lamp, chips, candy, processed sandwiches wrapped in plastic, maybe a sad little refrigerator in the corner with a few wilted salads nobody's buying. This is the kitchen for millions of American truck drivers, not by choice, by design. And what that kitchen is quietly doing to the bodies of the people who depend on it every single day is one of the most underreported health crises in the American workforce. What we're actually talking about. This is not a video about eating perfectly on the road. This is about understanding exactly what truck stop food is made of, what it does inside your body when it becomes your primary fuel source, and what realistic swaps actually move the needle for drivers who don't have the luxury of a home kitchen at every stop. Because the food environment at a truck stop is not neutral. It is specifically engineered to be cheap, convenient, addictive, and completely misaligned with what a working body actually needs. What's really in the food? The sodium problem. A single truck stop meal, say a double cheeseburger, large fries and a large soda, can contain anywhere from 2,500 to 3,500 milligrams of sodium. The recommended daily limit for a healthy adult is 2,300 milligrams total. In one sitting, many drivers are already over their entire day's allowance. And that's before the beef jerky snack, the canned soup, or the microwave burrito at the next stop. Sodium in those quantities does something very specific to the cardiovascular system. It causes the body to retain water to dilute the salt concentration in the blood. That extra fluid volume increases pressure inside the arteries. Blood pressure rises. The heart works harder. Over months and years of this pattern, arterial walls thicken and stiffen. The risk of heart attack and stroke climbs steadily. For drivers already sitting for 10 or 11 hours with minimal circulation support from their legs, adding chronic high sodium intake is essentially pouring fuel on a fire that's already burning. The sugar and refined carb trap. Energy drinks, sodas, white bread buns, pastries, chips, crackers. The bulk of what's available at most truck stops is built on refined carbohydrates and added sugar. When you consume these foods, blood sugar spikes rapidly. The pancreas responds by releasing a large dose of insulin to bring it back down. Blood sugar crashes. Energy drops. Fatigue sets in. And the body signals hunger again within an hour or two, specifically craving more of the same quick-burning fuel. It is a cycle deliberately built into processed food, and it is almost impossible to break when every option around you is designed to keep it going. For a driver already fighting fatigue on hour 8 of a shift, that blood sugar roller coaster is not just a dietary issue, it is a safety issue. The energy crashes that follow high-sugar meals directly contribute to the cognitive fog and reaction time decline that make the final hours of a driving shift the most dangerous. The missing nutrients. Here's what is almost absent from the standard truck stop diet: fiber, potassium, magnesium, and quality protein. These are not optional extras. Fiber regulates blood sugar and feeds the gut bacteria responsible for immune function and inflammation control. Potassium and magnesium are the minerals that counterbalance sodium's effect on blood pressure and support proper muscle and nerve function. Quality protein maintains the lean muscle mass that keeps metabolism functioning and protects the body's ability to recover. When these nutrients are consistently missing from the diet, replaced day after day by processed, high-sodium, high-sugar convenience food, the body does not have the raw materials it needs to maintain itself. The result is accelerated aging of the cardiovascular system, declining metabolic function, and a body that struggles to recover from the physical demands of the job. Why this hits drivers harder than anyone else? The same diet that would be problematic for a sedentary office worker is catastrophically more damaging for a long-haul driver. Here is why. A driver's body is already under circulatory stress from hours of inactivity. High sodium intake directly amplifies that cardiovascular load. A driver's metabolism is already suppressed by prolonged sitting. High refined carbohydrate intake makes insulin resistance worse. A driver's sleep is already fragmented and insufficient for full recovery. Nutrient deficiency makes the body's ability to repair during that limited sleep window even weaker. Everything compounds on everything else. The food environment and the physical demands of the job are not separate problems. They are the same problem accelerating together. And the result shows up in the statistics. Truck drivers have obesity rates nearly double the national average. Hypertension affects the majority of long-haul drivers. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in the profession. None of this happens in isolation. The food is a central part of the picture. Realistic fixes that work on the road. Build a protein anchor at every stop. The single most effective dietary change a driver can make on the road is replacing processed snacks with a reliable protein source at every stop. Hard-boiled eggs, beef or turkey jerky with simple ingredients, individual packs of nuts, Greek yogurt cups, and string cheese are all available at most truck stops, require no preparation, and directly counteract the muscle loss and metabolic suppression that the driving lifestyle produces. Keep a small cooler in the cab. A basic 12-volt cooler plugged into the cab outlet is one of the highest return investments a driver can make for their health. It opens the door to real food, prep chicken, fruit, vegetables, protein shakes, and water that doesn't depend on what's available under a heat lamp at 2 a.m. Drivers who make this one change consistently report better energy, fewer cravings, and noticeably less reliance on gas station food. Replace one energy drink per stop with water or electrolytes. Most drivers are simultaneously over-consuming stimulants and under-consuming actual hydration. Energy drinks deliver caffeine alongside large amounts of sugar and sodium, the exact combination that spikes blood pressure, disrupts sleep quality, and creates dependency cycles. Swapping even one per shift with plain water or a low-sugar electrolyte drink starts to shift the hydration balance in a meaningful direction. Read sodium on labels before buying. Most drivers don't realize how much sodium is packed into foods that don't taste particularly salty. Packaged sandwiches, instant soups, flavored nuts, and protein bars can all contain 600 to 900 milligrams per serving. A 30-second habit of checking the sodium number before buying can dramatically reduce daily intake without eliminating convenience food. Use the fuel stop as a food prep moment. Many larger truck stops now carry better options than they did 5 years ago. Rotisserie chicken, boiled eggs, fruit cups, and pre-packaged salads. The difference between drivers who eat well on the road and those who don't often comes down to one thing: taking 3 extra minutes at a stop to look beyond the front counter and the candy wall. The truck stop food environment was not built with your health in mind. It was built for speed, profit, and shelf life. But understanding what it actually contains and what it actually does inside your body puts the power back in your hands. You cannot always control what's available. You can control what you reach for first, what you keep in your cab, and what you choose to make a habit. Small, consistent upgrades to what goes into your body compound the same way small daily damage does, just in the opposite direction. And for a profession where the physical demands are already working against you every hour of every shift, the food you choose is one of the most powerful levers you have.